God damn, those fucking Kenobi Vader fights. Oh, edge of my seat. And that's even knowing kind of the outcome, because we know that both of them are very much still alive come A New Hope, episode 4. So there really was no urgency when they were fighting. But at the same time, all we really know up until this point was that the Clone Wars happened, then Kenobi went into hiding to watch over Luke. We have no idea what happened between that and A New Hope. Now we kind of do. What surprised me about this series is that when it was first announced, I kind of figured this was going to be, Obi-Wan watching over Luke. But it turned out to be something completely different. Yes, it started out like that, but we got to see, kid Leia. And then it pretty much turned into a show about Obi-Wan and Leia. And honestly, I thought that was fantastic, especially the little girl that played Leia. She was sassy as fuck, and I think Carrie Fisher would be proud. It was great to see some characters come to life. The first time we're seeing them is, the Clone Wars or Rebels, in particular the Grand Inquisitor, even though people were bitching and moaning about the shape of his head. Who gives a fuck? This show definitely had a lot of cool moments, especially Vader's first suit up. The first time, they put his body together. It was just, I don't know, it was just so cool, But also, James Earl Jones back as Darth Vader, which, let's be honest, you can't get any better than James Earl Jones. When it is unfortunately his time and he passes, Vader needs to be completely retired, because you cannot replace James Earl Jones's voice. There's also a lot of reveals, including how a certain character was actually one of the younglings when Anakin went on his rampage and murdered children, but she was spared, or she was injured and survived. I think it was injured and survived, but she was a youngling, and she witnessed all this, and then she grew up to join the Empire for ultimately revenge. But then something very, very confusing happens in the last episode. In episode 5, reveal, I'm a double agent. I'm here to kill Vader because of what he did to my friends. And Vader, of course, beats the ever-living hell out of this character. And then the very next episode, the last episode, there they are, all of a sudden, and they're trying to kill Luke. So this person went from a revenge scheme to kill Vader to doing a complete 180. Now, I would understand if it's a redemption kind of thing, if this person was still a villain, like they failed Vader, and to get back in his good graces, they would bring back one of his children. But that's not it at all, because this person wanted to kill Vader, and then all of a sudden they want to kill a child. It's like, what? Also, another person comes back. It's for very, very briefly, quick, maybe 30 seconds, but it is so cool to not only see that person back in the Star Wars universe, but in complete costume as their character. And obviously, we're probably not going to get them back in anything else, but, they kept the door open because, Force Ghost. Now, whether it is the absolutely fantastically choreographed lightsaber battles between Obi-Wan and Vader, or their game of cat and mouse in episode 3, which was fucking heart-pounding as hell. And, even though I know none of them are going to die, it still put me at the edge of my seat. I do like how they left it open for a season 2, because what did Obi-Wan do leading up to Luke becoming a 20-year-old? Right now he's a kid. 10 years old? Could be younger. So there's still a decade missing from Obi-Wan's life that we don't know about. And honestly, I want more of it. I want to see Ewan McGregor to continue this role, at least for one more season. Give us one more season just so we can see the lead up to Luke finding Obi-Wan looking like a homeless man in the desert. Now, this show originally had me a little worried because Jon Favreau was not involved. And as we've discovered with The Mandalorian, with Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett. Jon Favreau is saving Star Wars. So I was a little worried that he was not involved in this, but the quality of the shows in general, whether they be animated or now live action, they are way better than what we got for episodes 7, 8, and 9. This is the Star Wars that we have deserved all along. I give Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know what? I give it an A. It's full, chock full of Star Wars lore and legends and myths. So many things came up. So many things were seen for the first time in live action. It's just, they're doing it right with the shows, and I wish they could do that with the movies. Did you enjoy the review? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when more reviews go live. Feel free to leave a comment to discuss your thoughts on the movie or show, and I will see you next time.